15, 16 people in here. That's what's up. That's what's up. So if y'all could do me a favor, get the chat lit for me. I need some energy. I really do need some energy on some Goku stuff. I need to go ahead and, feel y'all real quick, absorb that so I can where that boy at? Where that boy at? Oh, cameras came on. There we go. I'm loving it. What's happening? Okay. How y'all feeling, man? It's 12 a.m. Y'all still plugged in?
Energy. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
You're muted.
There we go. Hey, I'm gonna drop a couple disclaimers real quick. Aside from what the flyers say, this is not church. And I don't even know the last time I've been. Just being honest, right? Listen, I'm no preacher. I'm no reverend. Listen, what inspired me to do this, fellas and ladies, is growing up, apparently, and I sometimes forget, I'm very forgetful. And dog, it's 12, so I gotta get started because y'all know how I can get. Growing up, I had a very, very rough childhood or whatever. But apparently, from what my mom them tells me, I was, and we did read the Bible, but apparently I could memorize it. That's what they say. I don't even remember. I don't know if it's too much weed that I smoked. I forget. But it is what it is. I had a very, just to be transparent, I dealt with death for the first time at 8 years old, right? And with a mind like mine at the time that I was dealing with it, it was very, it was weird. It was weird. It made me ask a lot of questions very early. Really just kind of just like shook, how I felt about what God was. And one other problem that I had is I'm a very spiritual person, so I can feel energy. I can feel certain things. And just the way that people used to talk about God, Jesus, it just didn't sit well with me. It was just something off. No matter what church I go to, you can hear the word and you feel it. You get something, right? But it was just for some reason how they would teach it and how it was delivered. Just through society as a whole, I felt like there was some dissonance. It caused some dissonance, to the point where I didn't necessarily would say. I was probably atheist for like 6 months, just because I was mad. Just because I was so much I didn't understand. Just because there was so much going on, so many questions, that they just failed to get answered. But they would tell you that the answers are right there, right? So, one thing I did notice and why I couldn't necessarily say I didn't believe in God was anytime I did go to church. Which is the weird thing, is that anytime I went to church, any church, no matter if it was big, small, friend or foe, every time I stepped in there, whatever the preacher was saying was directed at something I was going through in life. And it always, that in itself just always kind of like kept me grounded. Even when my belief was kind of weak, it was the fact that every time I step into these buildings, bro, it's like you're saying something straight to me, directly to me. So it really kind of kept that little mustard seed just kind of just sitting right there, right? And just to keep it brief, just because I want to get into a couple of notes that I was taking and what I want to share with y'all tonight. Probably around 2015, 16, I was going through a rough time. I guess I'm gonna just describe it as a spiritual transition. I was out home. I was in the adult world. I was experiencing a lot of things, college, this, that, and the third. And summertime hit. I'm with my boy, and we in Miami in Overtown, you know what I'm saying? One of the rock hard cities of Miami, you know what I'm saying? This ain't the Spanish town, so y'all know what it's like over there. And I had an individual that I met by the name of Twan. He was one of the guys that, you know, he had some resin broken up into his little blunts. You know, he was good with that white stuff. You see what I'm saying? But he looked at me one day and he just sat with me. He asked me on some random stuff. Mind you, I've known this man at this point for about a month now. But he was like, I want to know your perception of God. And I looked and I was like, you know, I like these type of conversations. Like this it gets me going. So he's talking to me, you know, he's throwing out the word Jesus. Like the word Jesus used to like make me cringe, yo, because like a lot of times, you know, you just like I say, how they plaster it, how they teach it, how they show it. You know, I've always seen the white guy, and I just had like this like inner anger towards Christianity. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, yo, bro, this religion shit is just not for me, right? So I kind of grew like, you know, I was a Rastafarian at one point. So, you know, I was like, Hail Selassie, you know, all that. Then my parents, we were just being spiritual people. You know what I mean? So it was like, you know, hearing those words kind of like shiced me. So I remember him sitting down trying to talk with me. And just I was just dishing off this defensive energy with like, you know, I kind of know what I'm talking about. Like when you asking me about belief or asking me what God is, this, that, and the third, like I just tell him straight up, man, to be honestly, God is a woman, right? Ask me why, because Mother Nature, everything that God is or God is represented, like you can see through nature, right? So that's why at that time I was like, yo, like this is how I see it, this is how it is. You can't really deter me away or change my mind. Like one, I'm a very strong-minded individual. Two, you gotta talk to me, bro. And so I remember going back and forth with him like that, and then he looked at me. He sat forward. He looked at me, and he had this look in his eyes, right? And just his aura, just his presence was just like, ooh, like I was like, you know, it was a fine line between fear and respect. Like it was like right there. It was like right there. And I'm looking at this man, and like I say, fear, respect. I can't tell if I should be scared in this moment or if I like, okay, let me shut the fuck, excuse my language. Let me shut up. Cause that's what he said. He said, you fighting. He said, you fighting too much. He said, I need you to listen. Right? Cause this man used to talk, like I told you, he used to put the stuff in his blunt and he just ramble. And I would just be like, bro, what are you saying, bro? So when I sat down in that moment and I felt that presence, like it was strong. So I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm gonna submit. I'm gonna submit. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna open my heart. I'm gonna open my mind. I'm gonna listen. And when I did that in that moment, it clicked. He talked in movies, right? It's a movie. But the thing about the movie is you're gonna get detail. You're gonna get all this, you know, stuff compiled, there's all this information, but none of it's gonna make sense until it's, you know, everything comes together at the end of the movie. So you following along, but you're not gonna understand why certain things were being said or what was happening during the movie until you get to certain points where it's like, oh, so you connect that dot to that. So it's like all that rambling that I was hearing from him, it just became much more clear. And from then on, I seen that moment, like, and then just things just started happening after that, where God's presence in my life just became much more prevalent and much more, I guess, active. I don't even want to say active, because one thing I can say for certain, two things for sure, that he done always been with me, even when I done, you know, lost that. You see what I'm saying? However, restoration of faith, almost in a sense, I could say that, but primarily because perspective started to change. That Kendrick Lamar Damn album, very, 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 very intuitive, and it aligned with all the things that this man started teaching me. He didn't just talk to me that night, like he literally started speaking to me and teaching me all these things about, you know, how to perceive God, or, you know, how God thinks, how God maneuvers, how God operates. And just going through that experience, just, you know, remembering the conversations we had, the teachers we had, the sermons that he's told me to listen to, the value that he brought to me, the information, just I've been able to counter. And thus from meeting him, how I've been able to not only like change my perspective of God, but, you know, in turn around, help rebuild like my character and who I am as an individual, right? Because like I tell y'all, I'm no religious person. I'm no reverend. I don't do I don't go to church. I don't pray OD. I don't listen to gospel like that. And it's just being honest. However, when it comes to belief and understanding of the higher power, what I've learned, you know, it makes sense. You know, where you just, it's a lot of things that you come across and you be like, wow, like it all makes sense now. I have this individual I listen to named Monroe, and the way he breaks down the Bible, right? It really shows you that like everything we need, right, there is in that book. It's in that book, man. Like literally everything. You just gotta know how to read it, right? So, with that being said, like I said, I don't want to keep y'all too much. Just wanted to give y'all that brief little Miles Monroe. M-Y-L-E-S. Monroe is M-U-N-R-O-E. A lot of I've been listening to him for about 2-3 years now. And I felt like it was time to do my diligence and sharing that information and sharing, you know, the teaching, the things that I've learned and come across, because it has helped me, right? And then a lot of things that he says, sometimes I'll go and listen to it and it'll feel like that was my first time hearing it. And I'll just be like, yo, like these are the type of values and teachings and morals that, you know, I should share with people. You know what I'm saying? So if I got, you know, everybody can't sit down and listen to an hour or something serving a day. So I wanted to be able to, you know, discipline myself and learning the information and being able to regurgitate it, because, you know, like the man who keeps God's word on his tongue, however the Bible says, you know, will be blessed. You see what I mean? So, but like I say, I do hope y'all got a pen and paper, because I got a couple things I want y'all to write down as we go through this. Not going to try to keep y'all too long, but the theme and topic of this call is going to be about confidence. I don't know if y'all was on Friday's Heater in the morning, 11 a.m. recap with Reese and my boy Isaiah. Beautiful. It was beautiful. Just a lot of things that they said. It aligned with what I had actually wanted to, you know, come on this call and talk about. So you know, it really fueled me and kind of, you know, set that standard for me to, you know, believe that, you know, what the content that I had to come with you guys was really essential. Not only essential, but, you know, divine timing, because everything happens for a reason. There are no coincidences. Boy, I look drained, but I'm here. Because a lot of times in order for us to move fluid, you know what I mean, you need to have a certain level of confidence. You need to have a certain level of understanding. And that's one thing I can say, is that being able to get a certain perspective, just sometimes you just need just a couple clicks in your mindset to connect that one dot or that one thought to this other thought, and then boom, you have this like revelation, right? So one thing I want to start with is basically saying, as spiritual beings inside of human bodies on this earth, our main goal, right? Our main goal, as you all should know, is to make it to our future. It's to make it to the end. It's to get to the finish line. It's to basically live out our life and fulfill our purpose. So we have to ensure that every day, you know, we wake up, we are trying to figure out, you know, what's my end goal. As scary as it sounds, but, you know, what do I see right before I die? You know what I mean? Like, because that is the purpose. A lot of people, like, that's why I wanted to play that one song, that J. Cole song. He says in his songs, he say, "I'm at peace as I speak, no longer scared to die," right? Because when you bring yourself to a certain understanding of what you're actually doing as you're moving throughout this life, and just reading the Bible and just being given a certain, like, the way Jesus moved, man, that's like the epitome, literally, of what we want to do and how we want to feel. When it comes to being confident and waking up every day and knowing that you're on a time clock and you don't have, every day is not promised. Every moment is a passing moment. Every moment is a memory, right? We feel like we on go, you know what I'm saying? So trying to figure, and then, you know, we feel so lost, trying to figure out what purpose is and what our purpose, what we're meant to do here and be here for. It gets scary to think about, you know what I mean? And then thinking that, okay, what if I do all of this? What is all of this for? Why is all of this? What is the purpose of me coming here and helping all of these people, and then just going kaput, like flatline, and everything is black, and, you know, like, that's it. So that's why, you know, a lot of times you really want to, like I said, I just want to help people, and I want to help myself get to these understandings of why it is, you know, we got to do what we do. One thing I want to mention is, and this is something that Nipsey says a lot, is that this is a marathon, right? God designed this life to be a marathon, not the 100-yard dash, not the 110 hurdles. Like, this is a marathon, right? If you guys ever ran a marathon, I've never ran a marathon. I've ran a couple miles, good, like 4 or 5 miles. I feel like they encompass the same ordeals, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't never did that big boy stuff. But when you first start a marathon, right? You got that first gust of excitement, that adrenaline there. You know, it's that thing pops off. You start, it's easy. It's easy starting off, right? But then you hit this point in the marathon, right? And this is somewhat aligning with how life goes. You hit this point in the marathon where you, like, your body starts to tell you no. Your body starts to say, you need to chillax. Take a break. We throbbing. Your legs hurt. Your arms hurt. You have dehydrated. Your lungs is, you know, expanding. Bro. We need some milk, right? So you're feeling this constriction, this confliction between what you're supposed to be doing, right? You're supposed to be continuously running, but now you've hit this point in this marathon, in this life, where it's like things are kind of, you know, falling apart, where you're like, I don't really know if I should continue doing this. I don't know if this is something that I want to move forward, right? But as long as you continue, then your body automatically kicks into a second gear where now you're running automatically, right? So now you fought through that first session of pain. Now you just running through it, and it's to that point where, and I know if any of y'all have ran miles or a marathon, you get to that point where your body's like, it's automatic now. The pain is still there, everything is still there, but you're getting to that point now where it's like, all right, if I stop now, it's going to really hurt, right? If I can't stop. You ever tried to be running these miles, get to it, and then take a break, and then hop back into it? It messes up the whole feng shui, right? So you get the second gear, and you're in it. Like I say, the pain is still there, everything is still happening, but you know for one thing for sure, you're trying to get to that finish line. You're going in that direction, right? So then you get through another phase where it just starts to hurt even more. Everything, the body feels heavy, your legs don't want to move. It's getting a little tough to, you know, see the end goal, but you've already come this far, right? One thing that they say, let me see. Like I said, y'all, this is a compilation of notes, sermons, and Google searches. I'm not a church guy. I don't be in my Bible like that. But there was a scripture that's Ecclesiastes 9:11. Someone speaking and says that basically the race is not won to the swift, nor the strong. And later on in the New Testament, Jesus actually comes through and says, the race is actually won to the one who endures. So this concept is something that we see like just throughout so many areas of life, like the tortoise and the rabbit, right? Where, like I say, this isn't a marathon. We don't want to start off quick, strong, and just like hustle hard, going ham the whole shebang. And when times get tough, when we start to feel that pain, when we start to feel these trials and tribulations, when we try to, be children of God and do righteous things, we start to get backlash and rebuked and all of these things, like things that prohibit us from walking in our true selves and our true purpose. We tend to give up, especially if you have the mindset of a sprinter where you're just in it and you're gonna go. It's not gonna cut it. It's not gonna work, right? Because, like I say, the race is to the ones who endure, not to the swiftest, not to the strongest, but to the one who could withstand all the trials and tribulations that were placed before him, and was able to maintain that belief towards the end goal, towards where you know that you were going, and what your purpose is. So regardless of every situation that you thought was meant to break you, everything that you thought was against you was actually building you to become that person who can actually finish the marathon. Not the person who just hopped in and got in and wasn't able to really solidify, come in with that strength of heart. Being transparent, one thing that I realized was that in this business in itself, when I had a revelation about what we're doing in this business a couple months back, I realized why I wanted to sit my ass here and stay here, right? Because there's a lot of alignment with the values and morals of what God wants and how we're supposed to move in life in general, right? What does it say? So basically, when you have that marathon mindset, it prohibits that excitement from taking over, right? A lot of times we get excited, we get invigorated, we get these feelings where we just want to run it, right? So, for example, coming into this space, a lot of us are like, yo, where the money at? I want the big bag. I want to drop my hundreds everywhere. I see everybody talking about it. I heard there's millions to be made. You could take 3,000 and turn it into 100 grand. What's up? Talk to me. So we come in and we're all excited for the money, and then boom, stop loss gets hit. Y'all know that second punch was a blown account. You know what I'm saying? That then you got reversals, then you got news, and you got all these things that starts happening, and you got ranks being hit or your deranking, and you start going through all these things where you you start to really question, okay, what is this really about? What is this business for? Like, now that excitement basically has set you up in a sense, not necessarily for failure, but because of your excitement, you don't get to, no, this is basically what I'm trying to say is in this moment, we don't want to be excitable individuals, primarily because commitment is what we want. You know what I mean? God doesn't want the person who can get easily excited, go, oh yeah, like you hype for the moment and then you start to backpedal, or you feeling it now, but then when it's time to actually, when it's time for you to actually get tested, when it's time for you to actually be, it's time to go through the fire and go through these trials and tribulations, you have stepping, you backfiring, you looking at the situation like it's not the same situation. The fact of the matter didn't change. If you were brought into this space, 10 times out of 10, you were brought into this space because it's time for you to change your financial situation, right? It's time for you to start actually talking that talk and walking that walk of breaking generational curses. And, I want to be a millionaire. and I want to do this, I want to do that. God heard you. God, not only did God hear you, but every other entity and being that is in this realm that is meant to take us away from our purpose heard you. The shit gets spiritual. So quick side note, just want to let y'all know, the devil, right? As much as the devil as he is, like he's not stupid. So the way that they say that God, had us in him before the world ever came into existence, the devil was there prior to anything. So if there's anybody that knows us better than we know ourselves, it's gonna be him. You know what I'm saying? Because he was once part of God's chariot. He was up once as Lucifer. You know what I'm saying? The star boy, or whatever that name means. But he was there, so he gonna hear you, right? All of these demons, everything, they hear you when you say that, yo, I'm gonna do this, right? Something like that, I think. So now it's time for you to get tested. And be honest, and I'm pretty sure my people who read the Bible, who go to church, who know the stories and whatnot, every single person in the Bible gets tested. Nobody, what did I see? I seen one time where I think it was Abraham and his wife. Abraham and his wife in the book of Genesis, I believe, we're told they were gonna have a baby. And if I'm not mistaken, they had to wait 50 plus years before this baby actually showed up. But God came to them in dreams and revelations and basically told them to have faith. You will have a baby. I don't think Abraham's wife ended up getting pregnant until like 75. Right? But throughout that whole time, they held this belief, right? They held that belief that, all right, God told me this. This is what he said. So now that all the townsfolk are looking at me like, girl, you 50, 60 some years old and you still ain't, you know what I'm saying? They had to withstand all of that backlash, all the second guessing, all the doubt, all the critics, because they knew something that everybody else didn't know, right? They were able to speak on a certain matter because of what they knew that everyone else didn't know, right? These are the conversations that we have with ourselves and the revelations that we have with ourselves that God gives us that other people don't know about. You see what I'm saying? Being able to maintain that faith, that strength, that solidarity for however long. 50 plus years is a long time to be waiting on the child. And you're infertile, you can't have a baby, nothing looking like it's supposed to be happening. You know the crazy part is though, when they had the baby, God told them to sacrifice it.
Yo, okay, Marlon, I don't mean to interrupt you, but dude, I was just having the same conversation with my mom, the same story that you're telling. This is crazy. Okay, I'm done, but I'm just like, yo, this is like, God works in so many ways. Like my mom was just telling me this story. Like the same, I was like, wait, he has to sacrifice this baby. Like, oh my goodness. Okay, I'm sorry. You just made me so excited just now.
You good.
Like the connection. Okay, anyway.
Hey, where my charger at? Where bit man? Right, so granted, they had to sacrifice the child, but when it sounds kind of brutal, it sounds very brutal. The reason being is because back in those days, there was the innocence of a baby, the blood that a baby had was necessary because that's how God moves. It's through blood and flesh, if I'm not mistaken. Like I said, I got a lot of learning to do myself about all of these topics and things like that. But there's a reason why they had to actually sacrifice the baby. But it was a testimony, right? It was a testimony that Abraham and his wife had to go through in order to basically show the grace of God, right? Let me make sure that's working. Yeah, we good. We in that bitch stepper. So what I'm trying to get at with that basically is there are going to be times where things aren't lining up properly. You're going to have to deal with situations where you look like a fool, you talk like a fool, but God has came to you in a way that no one else knows about, and it's time. You really have to sit there and know you have to know within yourself what it is that you have going on personally, right? Which is falling into that confidence I was talking about, being able to have that solidarity and knowing like, okay, I was told this is what I know, this is what I believe. Even if I can't see it now, even if I can't see it tomorrow, or regardless if I can't see it for 10 years from now, I know what I know, and I know what I've seen, and I know I'm not crazy, right? With this space, I think that's something that we honestly all have to go through. It's been 7-8 months I've been in the business, and, you know, I have people on the outside looking at me like, hey, you was talking that talk when you first started. You know, you finna make X amount of money. Forex is this, Forex is that. Where it's at, you know what I'm saying? We don't see the lifestyle changes. We don't see and you know, so it makes you feel like, yeah, am I half stepping? If do I not believe it? Is it even real? But one thing for certain is when you switch into a new era and a new zone or a new kingdom, you don't get to start at the top. When you come into a new job, you don't, especially without prior experience, which, you know, a lot of us don't have, you got to work your way from the bottom up. You got to work your way from the bottom up to get to it, right? So that leads into the next thing I wanted to go into, where it's basically, you know, learning to grow where you're planted. This was something that I had to learn. Something I had to learn was to not constantly, you know, change is beautiful. Change is something that we all need and it's necessary. But constantly moving and uprooting yourself, you will never truly be able to grow, right? You need to grow where you're planted. And this was something that I had to learn because I've been wanting to actually leave the business a couple times. Just because I've always been that type of person where I've never had, as far as homes go, like I've always moved. You know, somebody asked me where you're from, I just tell them Florida because I just moved everywhere, right? I was always moving. I was always on the go. All right, from this place to this place to this place to that place. And in high school, when I finally got the chance, I don't know if y'all remember that story I told where my mom and my stepdad were really going through some hardships, and we're looking to split towards my senior year beginning. And I had already been in high school for about 3 years now. We had been in Ocala for 4, so 8th grade year I moved there. So that was the end of my junior year, going into senior year. And I remember her saying, oh, I'm getting ready to go. And all I could tell myself was like, nah. I'm like, that can't happen because I've already put the groundwork in. I've rooted myself here. I see my seeds planting, right? You want to make sure that you give yourself time in whatever environment you're in. Especially, it's like when it comes to this space, to see the seeds that you plant to start to grow so that you can bear, like you can see the fruit, you know, and reap the fruits of your labor. You know what I mean? Just being able to see it all come to fruition, see the things and the things that everything that you've been doing for X amount of time, building up to a certain point to allow you to get to where you're at. Like you want to stay grounded. I don't know if y'all read Think and Grow Rich, but the one individual who really wanted to work with Edison, it said in the book that it took almost, if I'm not mistaken, what was like a decade or something before he actually got the position that, or I think it was 5 years. Y'all, I got bad memory. That's one thing I'm not too good with. Remembering stuff like that, dates and fun facts. I stopped caring after a while, so I just got bad with it. However, it's the principle that counts, right? It's the principle of the matter. But he was not able to just immediately meet up with Edison, had a hunger in his eyes and tell him, yo, Edison, I want to have business with you. No, he had to submit himself to the space. He had to ground himself in that environment. And he could not second guess where he was, right? He could not second guess no matter if he was cleaning toilets with a toothbrush or mopping overnight or doing whatever itty bitty paperwork and all the jobs that nobody else wanted to do. He had to know within himself, okay, there is something I'm working towards. There's something I want. There's a vision that I have, and whatever's in front of me, it's not what it is. Therefore, I'm going to continue to sit in this space, like I said I was going to do, like God told me I'm supposed to do, and I'm going to make things shake. I'm about to make it happen, right? I could not allow myself to get up and move to another city, knowing that this was the year that I was actually going to have my breakthrough. You know what I mean? This was the year that I was actually going to be able to see, you know, what all my hard work and track had been doing. All the hard work that I had put into my honors program was going to get me, you know, getting to college and doing all these different various things, you know, working, being able to actually fund and pay for things and fund myself and have a car. I didn't want to just give it all up, right? I needed to stay grounded where I was, stay rooted, because I knew something everybody else didn't know. I knew what I was there to do. So when everybody was in school watching and everybody, you know, is watching, you go through these processes and these spaces where they don't understand a lot of times why it is you will sit on the phone for 2 hours on a seminar call. They don't understand why you'll go from one call to the next and just sit there and listen. They don't understand how the feelings of, you know, having that family orientation, you know what I'm saying? Or why you could be so excited when you on these different calls with, you know, different people, you know what I mean? And from the outside looking in, it all just looks so wonky and corny and, you know, just whatever other words you can come up with it. But it's because they, you know, they don't necessarily have the vision, right? They don't have the confidence that we have when seeing when coming into this space and knowing what it is that we're all working towards, right? One thing I want y'all to write down real quick is to never let your passion, how does it go? Don't let your passion outpace your patience, right? Do not let your passion outpace your patience. What that means is basically don't let that, back to what I was saying about excitement, don't let that feeling of knowing that, okay, there's so much grand work to happen here, to the point where you get so fueled up, you get so invigorated to the point where it doesn't work out. Now you questioning everything. Like I did that. I've done it. I sometimes do it. You hit stop loss one too many times, and now you're looking at it like, okay, maybe this just isn't for me. Maybe this really just isn't what it is, you know, and it makes it difficult. However, they'll tell you you're not going to be a real trader until like a year and a half, 2 years in. You're not going to be able to just simply think that just because, you know, you're a millennial and you're smart and you know, Sensei looks simple and oh yeah, news this, like it's just all so simple, it's just gonna come in and start making that consistent residual like Kim does or Luke does, right? It's not gonna work like that. You're gonna have to sit here, you're gonna have to go through what everyone else go through. Like how many of the top dogs say they blew their account? This is something that comes with the space. This is how many people say, you know, their stories are different, but they had to go through this thing and that thing and this trial and all this bullshit that happens. You know, it makes you second guess everything, but in all actuality, these are the basics and fundamentals of things that you need to go through in order for you to get to where you're gonna go. If it doesn't challenge you, it's not gonna change you. Right. So if you're not getting into this in this space and seeing challenges being made and you don't feel yourself having to go inside and start to discipline or start to ask yourself various questions like, you know, is this what am I doing wrong? What do I need to fix? You know, so all this self-reflection starts to occur. Then all these self-realizations start to happen. And then you start to actually go into yourself and realize, okay, well, there's actually a couple things I need to work on. There's actually a lot of things I need to work on. Even when I thought I had it all figured out, there's another echelon to be hit. There's another step and more. There's more to it. There's just a lot more to me, right? And excitement is not gonna let you sit in that and understand that. Why? Because with excitement, you running 100 yards and then you're done. but the lessons and everything doesn't come until you reach certain points in that marathon, until you reach certain areas and time frames of your life where you've had this belief or you had this idea, and now it's time for you to actually get tested. It's time for you to actually run into problems, right? But the only way to get through these problems is through confidence. You know, you don't want to be one of those people that like myself. You don't want to be a person like me that can do all this dreaming, right? You can dream big, but you can't work long. You know what I'm saying? You can dream as far as you can. Like, imagination is the best nation to ever be created. But what is that without the application of it? You know, where's the work? If you can sit there and think about it, you know, you have to be the type of individual to get up and act it out. That is the difference between just achieving, you know, what it is that you and what it is, you know, what you're going to get, what it is that you deserve, probably based on what work you put in. I'm gonna just be transparent about something. As an artist, right? I'll constantly ask myself. I'll be like, you know, like when I first started, I wanted to rap. I'll be like, man, like, why is it that, like, it seems like all the hood niggas are the ones, excuse my language, all the hood dudes are the one that are making it, bro. Like if a guy like me trying to rap lyrics or conscious or whatever the case may be, it's like the people ain't hearing that. It's, you know. So I'm blaming it on you know, the preference and the audience and all of that, right? But then I had to really like evaluate myself and say, you know what? I say, regardless of what we're gonna talk about, you know, people, dudes from the hood and, you know, the trappers or whatnot, these mofos put the work in to be able to sit at the trap all day and or be on a block all day or you know, flip a pack, like to have that patience cause just being transparent, I done tried the serve and stuff. I done tried to, you know, I ain't gonna talk too much about it, but that requires a certain level of work, a certain level of patience. You know, to be able to go to jail, come out and still do the same shit. Well, you gotta have a certain type of tenacity, boy. You know what I'm saying? Not go home, not eat, just one black and two joints. You good for the whole day? That's work. That's work ethic. You know what I'm saying? Being able to spend the whole day, weeks, months, you know, doing this same thing, you know, to get the way you want to go. Flip they pass, make they dough. You will realize that a lot of things that they the work that they put in, it's work regardless of whatever. You see what I mean? It's effort. It's the application of knowing what, okay, now I done came across 10 bands. I done seen that in my hands. I'm able to touch that, do with that whatever as I please, you know what I'm saying? So perspective, it gave me a certain perspective of just being able to see, like, it's about what you're choosing to do, you know what I'm saying, with your 24 hours. You see what I'm saying? And you're going to be able to get different lessons and values and fundamentals through any area of life. No matter if you're in the trap, no matter if you're in school or you're a scholar, like, you're gonna be able to get life lessons in any situation, any environment. Like I said, you just got to be willing to put the work in, right? What else? What's the next thing I want to lead into? Right here it says the attention to the details. Not being so, you know, like I say, we can dream big and we can go long when it comes to the imagination, but, you know, when it's time to come back to reality, it's time to look at those things, the little things within ourselves that, you know, we need to tweak and we need to kind of fix so that, you know, we can become those individuals that we see in our future, right? Which starts with the little things. One thing I've heard, one thing I've learned is that God is not going to trust you. God is going to trust those who are faithful over the little things, right? So if you're faithful over the small, minute details, he can trust you, you know, with the bigger and better stuff. If he's seeing you manage properly a $100 account and turn that into a $500 account through proper trading and discipline, okay, at this point, it's not about how much money is in there. You know what I'm saying? It's about how well you are able to manage your money. You know what I'm saying? How well are you able to hold your emotions when a stop loss gets hit or when a take profits gets hit? You know, are you so excited because you got the blues? You see what I'm saying? Like you so excited you caught 20 pips with a heavy lot size. Hitting stop loss made you wanna quit. You know, that's not what we're looking for. So this is why, you know, I can say even for myself, I don't deserve a $10,000 account right now, because then I'm gonna just throw my discipline out the window. Okay, yeah, 10,000. Let me just throw in 10.0 is a lot, and then lose $4,000 in one trade, and then be mad and upset and start punching the wall because I just lost $4,000. Like, that's not how you want to move or you want to interact. So being sure that you can, pay attention to the little things, pay attention to the steps, the small steps that are going to get you to the grander goal. You really want to be able to push through that. I got these chats going off. I like it. Let me see. So another key point that I wanted to share with y'all is how and y'all probably heard Reese say this a couple times on her recaps thus far, but to build your confidence and to give you just the understanding of what you like, understand that your success, right? Your success is always in God's favor, right? Whenever you do good, it's always gonna make God look good, right? So your success is great for His reputation. It's great for His name. And aside from what a lot of us may believe, but your failures are also good for God's reputation, right? God loves the backslider. God loves the sinner. I'm gonna explain to y'all why. So basically, right, we got this new PS5 coming out, right, fellas? The manufacturer is PlayStation, right? PlayStation is the one that's creating this product, right? So PlayStation creates PS5. Boom. Couple things that it's gonna come with, right? First, it's gonna come with a manual. It's gonna tell you how to use it. Yeah. Speaking about analogies, that's what we got the Bible for, right? If we're a product of God, we're a product of His creation. Bro, you very active right now.
Hey, Robert, but get my other cup.
Gosh, what was I saying? Yes. God loves a backslider. He loves a person that fails. Why? Because this is how he finna get his reputation right. So what I was saying was, if we look at ourselves like a product, right? Product of His creation, product of His thought process and all His beliefs and things like that. I was using the analogy of PlayStation. They're gonna have a manual, and this is just with any product you buy. There's gonna be a manual that tells you how to use this product, right? This is what you should do. This is what you shouldn't do. Now, when let's just say something goes wrong, product stops working how it was supposed to work when it was originally given to you. So guess most of these items come with a warranty and a guarantee. Warranty meaning you have a time frame to where you can actually get this product fixed. And the guarantee tells you that this product is going to work like this. That warranty tells you if it doesn't, this is what you send it back. You send it back to your PS5 stops working. You send that thing back to PlayStation, and it's time for them. Of course, yes. It's time for them to fix it. They have to fix it, right? They don't care. They don't really care about you. They care about their product. They want to make sure that their product works, right? The same way God looks at us. God necessarily doesn't really see you for you until He sees you trying to actively fix His product, right? So where was I going with that? Like I was saying, there's a warranty, there's a guarantee. And with that warranty, it wants to be able to say, because basically what happens is, if you have a bad experience with the product, you become a bad advertiser for it. You see what I'm saying? You become a bad advertisement for this product. So if I get the PS5 and it doesn't work, and let's just say I'm one of the heavy hitters, like I got all this clout. If I tell people to not buy the fucking PlayStation, excuse my language, if I tell people not to buy it, they're not gonna buy it. Right? I've just now become a bad advertisement for this product. However, that's not what PlayStation sent out this PS5 to do. That's not what God, sent us out here to do. Therefore, he wants us to be able to come back, fix ourselves, because then what we get to do is turn around and have a testimony. We get to turn around and say, yo, I was broken. I was reborn, right? It was like this. I went here. They had no problem fixing it, right? I took it back to where it belonged. I had to reread the manual. I had to go back and really, I guarantee I seen in that manual where it told me that you promised me you wouldn't forsake me. You promised me that I was here for more, that I had greatness, that I was here for all this. I'm going back. I went back. And yo, guess what they did? Yo, they fell through. They sent me back hotter and better than ever. They fixed it. So guess what that means now? So when you start scrolling through the reviews, you're like, oh wow, okay, so everything wasn't meant to be perfect. Nah, so there is some malfunctions. However, I have the opportunity and I have the grace to be able to get it fixed at any time, right? I can fail at any time and it'll be okay, right? Because even when I make poor decisions, even when I know I didn't actually read the manual how I was supposed to, I didn't pick up my Bible how I was supposed to, I didn't get up and make godly decisions every day. You know what I'm saying? I still get the chance to be fixed and still reap the rewards of what this product is supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? I still get to be the best human that I can be, right? I'm gonna just give y'all some transparency real quick. So money's tight. I'm playing with it. I just started working at Amazon. I haven't been there. I've been there for about 2 weeks now, but I'm a week in the hole, so I don't get paid till next week. So I was trying to be stingy with my money a little piece, and then at the same time, I was lazy. I got off work, tired. I was like, I should put gas in my car, but I don't want to. I was like, I don't feel like it. Boom. So I get home, right? Settle in, bada bing, bada boom. Next morning comes, I got to get up. I'm like, okay, I can't stop to the gas station right now, because if I stop to the gas station, I'm gonna be a little late, right? And I was like, I don't want that. I'm not trying to be late at all since I started, right? My decision was to not put gas in my car and trust that my speedometer was, or is that what it's called? No, not the speedometer, but like my gas fuel reader or whatever, you know what I'm saying? My Johns be messing up sometimes, so it'll say it's less than that, but it's actually more. So I be like to fuck around a little bit. No cap. I get off work the next day. Mind you, I still haven't put gas in there. And I'm like, you know what? I love God so much. And I know he fuck with me so heavy. And I know my car. Right? This is how everything's playing in my head. Like, it's all playing in my head this way. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it, right? I'm gonna make it. I know I'm gonna make it. I don't feel I'm gonna just go to the gas station by the crib, so at least I can be like closer to home, because I've been on the road all day. Boom. I'm on the highway. I wasn't even mad. I wasn't mad. I was like, you know what? I got about a mile to another exit. I'm like, bro, it's just one of those days, you know what I'm saying? One, this is something I'm kind of used to. I'm gonna get through it. I'm gonna get right. This is one of my failures, a product of my own, bad decision making, right? Tell y'all how this works. So because I've kind of been in this situation before, like I told y'all when I first started, I was like, I know God love me, bro. I know he follows me. I'm gonna make it, bro. I'm gonna make it. So I look, it's getting ready to rain. I'm like, ooh, boy. I'm like, okay, like, it is what it is, but this is your doing, project. This is what you get. And so I'm just walking, minding my business. I'm looking over it's like a little like bridge almost in a sense. So I'm looking over into like the little swamp area, you know, this Florida. So we got all type of different environments in the city. So my attention is directed this direction. So when I look up and I look in front of me, I see this truck is pulled over, and he has his hazards on, but he's on like the side median and stuff. And that's when I was like, I say, I know what this is before I even get there. I say, big dog, you right. I fought with you the long way because I already knew what it was. I was like, I had that faith. I was like, I know you love me, bro. I know you do. So I know you finna make me walk. I'm willing to do it. I am willing to do it. Do not get me wrong, because I know it was my fault, right? So it takes me about another 2 minutes to reach this individual. And I'm gonna just tell y'all how beautiful it was, because it's just the way my mind was working. I was actually in that space just thinking about God. I was just thinking about, what I was going through, what I have, where I've been at, just thinking about, wow, I'm here, inside of the road. I'm just like doing dumb shit again, like making dumbass decisions. Like, why do I do this? You know what I mean? And then, but I was like, nah, bro, like, don't think about it like that. Just think about God, right? So I was in that headspace. So when I seen this man pull over, and I was like, it just, okay, bet my faith was never wrong. So he talks to me, and when he gets out of his truck, he actually pulls out a gas can. Mind you, I have one. I'm walking with one. You know what I'm saying, to put gas in my car and pay it back. But he actually has gas with him, right? Sitting right there, the 87 that I needed, you know what I'm saying? He didn't have no 93, no diesel or nothing. So I was like, how convenient that, out of all the people that could have stopped, the individual, like, you just happen to be in this on this highway at this time, right when you just finished your work, I just finished my work. I'm broken down because I don't have X amount of gas in my car, and you got extra gas left over that actually fits, which is the exact type of gas that I need for my car, right? And instead of me having to walk all the way to wherever I'm at, you pulled over right here, filled me up, exactly, and I didn't have to spend no money. I didn't have to whatever, you know what I'm saying? Put me back on the road, and I made it back home, right? Reason I'm saying that is because that's how God operates, right? God doesn't always have to show up in grand schemes and grand ways to exemplify himself, or to show you that, okay, since you had that faith, right, I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna pick you up and help you out, even when you make poor decisions. You see what I'm saying? Even when you knew better, you told yourself 2-3 times over that you should have did this, that this is what you were supposed to do, but you didn't. But because you didn't, but I still love you, you still love me, we want a happy family, however that song go, I got you, right? And mind you, I'm thinking about it like this the whole time. Like, I'm like, whoo. I'm like, yeah, boy, I fought with you, Pops, the long way, right? And right before I walk up, right before we're we say our dues or whatever, I'm thanking him. He looks at me, he say, God love you, right? Touch me. I was like, ooh, shit. I'm like, ooh. I was like, okay, I'm digging this vibe, Boom, I broke it down to him. I was like, yeah, I already know that. I expected this. I told him honestly, just out of confidence. I was like, I knew I knew I wasn't gonna have to walk, because I was like, I know I'm a child of God. You know what I mean? And because I know I move with a certain integrity, I move with a certain genuineness. And I knew I wasn't going to have to actually go through this trial by myself. You know what I'm saying? I knew he was gonna cut through big time. And step how he stepped. That's why I rock with him the long way. You see what I'm saying? But just understanding that, whatever you deem as failure or success is always going to be in God's favor, because there was a promise that he set, was for us to be the best individuals that we could be. And no matter what, he's going to be the one that's always going to be there to help us, even in our most dire situations, right? Even when we have self-sabotage, or just things that just seem just out of control, there's always going to be that moment. And I promise you, no matter who you think you are, no matter where you've been, no matter what faith you have, no matter how you call God, you can call him Buddha, you can call him this, that, and the third. which is very funny about it because, you know, he loves number 3 or whatever. He gon' cut through and, you know, and show you what's up, right? So that's why I say, like, your success and your failures, they are good. You know what I'm saying? This is why, you know, like I was telling y'all earlier, anything that we go through, anything that is happening for us or to us is never to us, it's for us. Nothing's ever actually happening against us, right? Because this can always be used to bring us closer to God, bring us testimony from him, allow us to actually see the ways in which that, you know, he can bless us. You know, if we just seeing blessings all the time, where it was always like, you know, good things happening, it's always a peaches and cream, you know, lifestyle, we wouldn't really get the grasp of, you know, how God is actually able to, you know, come through and cut through when the time is more necessary, right? Let me see here. I got some key points that I wanted y'all to write down when it came to where is it? Basically, yeah, so just understanding your purpose. Here we go. Right here, right? There's a story and why God loves to work on the people who, you know, who are sinners, work on the people who do mess up, because it's all, like I say, it's all in his favor. It's all for the greater good. There's this story called putting the man together, putting the world together. So this quick story, try to make it quick. Basically how it goes is, you got a father reading the paper, whatever, reading a magazine, and his toddler son is like, he's son about 5 years old, just constantly bothering him, right? Constantly running around making noise, touching him. You know, he wants his peace right now. He wants to read. So what he does is he grabs a magazine, rips out a page of the magazine, and there's an earth on it, right? So he rips it up into, like, you know, a puzzle. He gives it to the 5-year-old, and, you know, he tells him, hey, go put this back together for me. I want you to take this. I want you to take these pieces of the puzzle, or pieces of the ripped magazine, put them together, you know, do this for me, have some fun, get out of my face, let me do my thing. So the dad gives the son that for about, you know, just to get him off his chest, get him out his hair. And the son comes back in about 5 minutes. This 5-year-old comes back in 5 minutes with the pieces of the paper all put back together. And Dad's surprised. Dad's like, homie, what? How? That was supposed to take you. It wasn't supposed to happen. Like, I ripped it up for a reason. You know what I'm saying? How in the world were you able to put this world together back so quick? And the child said, well, on the back of it, there was a man, and all I did was put the man together, and therefore I was able to put the world together. Right? So the idea behind that is being able to work on the self. God being able to come and work on who you are as an individual is going to be the very essence he needs to fix the world. You see what I'm saying? Being able to go into one's own spiritual path and start to actually get these mindset clicks and get these changes within you as an individual will eventually start to actually heal the world and fix the worldly problems that we're already going through. Hence what this space is. We say it all the time. How often are you able to get motivational, get money, get mindsets, get all the proper ways of thinking, all these opportunities for just growth, because God has brought us into a space where we can finally get us as humans, as man, as the race, as the human race, right? Putting us together, fixing us, so that therefore we can go out and fix the world, right? Because it's going to start from somewhere. So basically working on ourselves and fixing ourselves, and then turning around and being able to go out and put this forth into the world. That's where that slow transition, you know, starts to occur. Like, nothing's going to happen overnight. However, we're going to be the first stepping stones to actually, the first generation to actually see what it is like to really put your foot in an earth ass right now and really see the changes that we want to see. You know what I mean? A lot of things are going wrong right now. We're getting hit with COVID. Like, the new day is really upon us. If that trumpet sounds, I hope I could be alive for it, just because, like, you know, why else are we here? Why else am I here? You know, I don't want to think small. Like, I feel like, honestly, we might be able to see him come back in our lifetime. Maybe. In order for that to happen, I want to ensure, yo, dog, please don't have no doubt in your mind about, like, you know, like, me, bro. Like, I don't care how many, I know I done broke a lot of hearts. I might have having sex before marriage. I done stole a couple times, you know, but please know in my heart of hearts, like, I am in love with just being in love. You know what I mean? Like, I move with love. I come from that place. Like, I want to ensure that regardless of whatever, you know, humanely things I may have been involved in, or I may have, you know, encountered, you know, or my mind, I don't always feel like the epitome of Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I don't always feel like I walk in that light. I don't always feel like I have a godly conscience. I want to be right. I do. I want to be right. I want to think right. I want to breathe right. I want to eat right. I want to basically, you know, I want to be available, present, and ready for when that time comes, if that time comes tomorrow. You know what I mean? That should be scary thinking about it. Like, yo, it could be just tomorrow. Like, and that makes me be like, bro, you got some more work to do. So you lucky God actually not coming tomorrow, because I'm pretty sure, you know, he wants you to get right, because he don't want you to get left. You know what I mean? Let me see. So, all right. So I want to give y'all this scripture real quick. It's if y'all want to write this down, it's Romans 8:28. Like I told y'all, this is a compilation of Google searches, because I actually don't have a Bible and things like that. I have a small one. It's just the New Testament, so I got like Proverbs and like Psalms and all the New Testament stuff. But Romans 8:28 to 8:29, right? It says, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. For those who God foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be the firstborn of many brothers and sisters. Right? Key points that we're looking for with this one is the fact that God foreknew, predestined, and we're to be conformed to the image of his son. Right? Basically saying that, you know, and it's something that, you know, Reese says a lot on her recaps, is we're living in history, right? Our future is God's past. You see what I'm saying? Everything that we're living, everything that we're experiencing, this has already happened to God. You see what I'm saying? This has already occurred. I want y'all to think about it like this, just to put things in perspective, and just how where it says conform to the image of his son. You know what I'm saying? Which is being Jesus, and Jesus is just what's the word I'm looking for? He's basically just the walking embodiment of what God is. If God could choose to be a human, he was Jesus. You see what I'm saying? But to put things into perspective about, you know, what it means to foreknew and to predestine a person's future, right? I'm gonna tell y'all how raw we is. We don't even be knowing. The same way that God like set us up, right? He was already planning our future for us. He was giving us safeguards and all these. He was hitting the if, ands, and the buts before we even came to existence. Thinking about what we're doing with this generational wealth. How many times have y'all thought about y'all grandkids and your grandkids' grandkids, and your grandkids ain't even, I'm pretty sure that's not the sperm cells that are in rotation right now, right? They still, you know, you still got a couple years to go before they actually come into play. But think about it. We're already in this space planning out how the life of our grandkids is going to go. No, we can't. We're not going to be able to make their decisions for them. We're not going to be able to, you know what I'm saying, have them follow our exact rules, our exact morals. But what we're making the attempt to do is we're planning out your future for you. You're not finna have to deal with the same poverty that I had to deal with. Why? Because I'm taking care of that right now. You're not finna have to go through the same mishaps, mental mishaps. Why? Because I'm teaching my daughter and my son how to think, right? And they're going to teach their peers, and when the people that they involve themselves with are going to think the same way, right? So by the time you come out, grandchild, right, you're gonna be set up in a way that I never was, financially, spiritually, right? I want you to know that you ain't even here yet, but I already got some stuff set up for you. Now, what you do with it, that's on you. That's your free will. However, you blow through this money that I done set up for you in these trust funds. Luckily, I had something saved up and wait for you for when you turned 18. So all this time, your parents were spending all this money, or you were spending all this money, you were doing all this. Guess what? You ain't even know this. They just get a nice fat check. They just get a call from the bank. Oh, by the way, you got such and such set up from. Oh yeah, your granddad, Marlon managed to. What? You like that? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Already planning ahead. Just like God did it. You feel me? Giving us the basis, giving us the foundation, and just knowing that, okay, somebody was already thinking about my greatness, thinking about my future, thinking about my prosperity before I even came into existence, right? Already created a reality for me to where once I came here, there was supposed to be nothing but prosperity and growth for me because he already took care of that. Right? You see what I'm saying? That this was already taken care of before I was able to set foot here, before I was even able to think about it, before I was able to even dream about it. Somebody else already had the game plan for me. It's up to me what I'm finna do with it. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I say, God loves God, like we are a product. We are a product. God literally has set us up with everything that we need to come here and do the work. Put the work in, see these residuals, see the change, right? Just to tell y'all something real quick. The main goal, the first thing before God gave Adam even a woman, before God even gave Adam Eve, the first thing that he does, and this is broken down through etymology of what the words actually mean, but he told Adam to work, right? Before God gave Adam anything else, he told him to manifest. He told him to become the best version of yourself. This is your dominion. I gave you this. God literally has no power on earth, believe it or not. As much as he created it, yes, he did. All this is his, but the dominion was given to us, right? The human race. God said, you want a boat? I gave you trees. You know what I'm saying? He said, you want food? I gave you seeds. Whatever you're going to call these things, whatever you're going to do with it is on you. But I've given you everything you need right there, right? Everything that you need inside of you, everything that you need to create or become anything that you want to be is already inside of you. So like I said, I don't want to keep y'all too long because we already going in. What I'm leading into with that is just like the ability of everything you need is already in you. For like I say, a seed doesn't have to go to a seminar about how to become a tree, right? Because the seed was given that sole purpose before it was put here to basically grow, manifest, right? A bird doesn't get taught how to fly. It's do or die once you come out that nest. A fish doesn't go to school on how to swim. You see what I'm saying? It's going to happen regardless. You're going to come in with this and start doing this the moment you get here. You see what I'm saying? So as humans, it's time. Our first thing to do as humans, no matter if we believe we do it or not, is to manifest. Manifest to become the best version of ourselves. Become individuals that take everything around us and utilize it to become the best. Man, I'm just glad y'all feeling this. I really am because like I'm feeling, I'm up, I'm in it. I'm tired, but yo, like when I be hitting these revelations, dog, like it really be changing my perspective, bro. I be like, wow, bro, like it's really like this, bro. You know what I mean? Like it's really right there inside you. When you see Like when I see like animals give birth, like a dog, I always question like how do you know? Like you've never been a mother before. You've never known, you know, what it is to be a mother, and yet you just had a litter and you already know to eat the placenta. You know, simple things like that. Like, how do you know that, you know, without any teachings, without anybody coming in to guide you, without having a grandmother dog right in front of you but you know that the moment that these babies come out, like you got to start cleaning, like things like that. We are already predestined for greatness. There's already a predisposition set for us to come in and rock it. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're here to do. That's why we want it. You see what I'm saying? And the reason all of this is all this is connected to the confidence that, you know, we need to have moving forward, right? We want to be able to know that, yo, this is history in the making. My greatness has already been planned. I don't have to sit here and think that it's not meant to be or it's not meant for me, because it's already happened. It's already happened. And I wasn't put here and without a plan already in place. Even if I'm not the one planning, there's somebody who already did it, you know, and then that's why you got to be able to know who it is and trust what it is that has happened, right? So I want y'all to write these down real quick. I got here 9 steps to instill confidence in yourself, right? 9 steps. And the first one, I'm gonna go through these, is knowledge of your purpose, right? Knowledge of your purpose, your gift, and what it is that you're meant to do. So, for instance, I could be a great forex trader, right? I can be a great forex trader. I could become the best at what I do. I will do my diligence and become one of the most profitable traders, right? However, is this my passion? Is this my gift? Me personally, I was blessed to be able to understand that, you know, music, or my voice, within the voice of how I utilize music is my passion. There's a certain feeling I get, right? Whenever I start a song, whenever I realize, I'll be like, yo, this is me. This is my forte, right? I can confidently say that, bro, when I sit down and start writing, it's over. You know, so yeah, she sent it to you, knowledge of your purpose, your gift, and your passion. You know what I'm saying? They're all kind of aligned, right? You know, having that thing that you love to do. Put my dog Christian on the spot real quick. That boy Christian got a whole lot of shebangs that he got going on, right? A whole lot of things that he working towards and working on to create, you know, the future that he wants to create. But throughout all of these things, I bet you he can sift through that one thing. This can go. But if that one thing were to leave, he wouldn't know what to do. You see what I'm saying? Because that's where his passion lies. You see what I'm saying? You got everybody. We can run it up with, you know, different methods to making our money, or different education and things that we learn, or all these various things that we have with us in front of us to you know, make it in this life. You know, like certain jobs we work that, like like I say, I'm delivering for Amazon, bro. I've been in there 2 weeks. I'm probably one of the best drivers they've ever had. Cool, great. You come and you give me rewards for that, I'm not gonna care. Like it's not what fuels me. It's not what gets me going. It's not what gets me, you know, fueled up every morning. It doesn't make me, you know, it doesn't give me that confidence. Now, if I start utilizing Amazon to somehow give my music to you all, right? Or I'm able to like stand in front of some people and start like spitting some bars or something. Now I'm walking in my purpose. Now I'm thinking to myself, yo, bro, if I go to work today, I got these bars right now, boy. I know that shit gonna smack for them. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm fueled to show up. Why? Because that's right there. There's my purpose in there somewhere. I could see it right there. There's that seed of purpose and power and passion and what it is that I know I love to do, right? Because when you start to talk about the things that I'm passionate about, I could talk for days. I could go on and on and on and on. When you bring up things that it's something that I truly love, oh man, it's a motor mouth. You know what I mean? We can talk about this for hours. If we talking about, you know, something that, you know, just business related, or like real estate, bro, I could have been doing real estate for X amount of years, and true, I know this. I know this about this. I know this about that. Coolio Dulio. All right. But what's going to get me going? What's going to fuel me, right? So in order to be confident, you want to be able to, you want to have a pinpointed, you want to pinpoint your ability. You want to know what your purpose is. You want to know what your gift is, because we all come with our own gift. You know what I mean? We all come with our own uniqueness. We all come with something in us that, you know, we have in ourselves that gives us that feeling in your chest when you hear about it, that feeling you get, that excitement you feel, like where it's like there's a spark that happens when this is mentioned. You see what I'm saying? Boom. Number 2 of the 9, you must know your potential, right? You must know your potential. Your ability is determined by your responsibility. You see what I'm saying? So you have to have knowledge of where you can go. There's in psychology, there's this thing called ZPD, right? It refers to the zone of proximal development. When I found that out, bro, it made me one of the most cockiest people I've ever met. And I'm not cocky. I'm just saying, like, confident. ZPD stands for zone of proximal development. So what that means is, picture just like, all right, here, I'm gonna help y'all out real quick. So if this right here, this TV right here, this is our zone of proximal development, right? And let's just say right now, just where we're at in life, we're probably using about this much of it, right? Some of us only are capable of accessing this much, right? Half of that. So some people's zones are only, if I can get that in there, just that right there, right? And they're still only utilizing this. Now, some of us are utilizing this much, but we have the whole thing. You see what I'm saying? You have this potential, right? This potential for growth. So that's the reason that it made me so confident, was because I was like, yo, bro, I feel like I'm tapped in, right? I feel like I'm tapped in, but I feel like I'm one of those people that can learn something new and then learn something new and then learn something else and then and just keep going, right? Because my zone off the charts, I feel like I can put as many things as I need, as I want into that, because why? I'm going to be able to tap into all of that. Like, it goes into that idea of we only use a certain percentage of our brain every day. 5%. Bro, where's the other 95? Bro, if I can just get at least like 30, if we can tap into the other 30, you know how like smart we'll be. Ever seen that movie Limitless? He popped that pill and they gave him access to all, like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, if I could tap into just more of what it is I'm capable of, there's no doubt in my mind what I could do, right? So if the reason why knowing your potential is important, because like I say, it builds that confidence, it builds that idea in you knowing like, hey, even if I'm not hitting all my take profits right now, even though I done blown a couple of accounts, I know for a fact that there's one thing for certain, two things for sure, is me, I'm going to get right with you. However long it takes, right? Because nothing happens overnight. Some things you have to give your diligence to. Some things don't always just click like that. You got to spend time with it. You got to sit there and really go through it over and over and over and over and over and over again, right? You got to make the mistakes. Like, it's like a math problem. I'm great at math. I am. But it takes the teacher to go over it a few times. All right. Okay. That's how you do it. All right, let me try it. I didn't get that answer. All right, let me go again. Like, okay, I got that answer, but I kind of got it different. Okay, well, show me one more time. Okay. There you go. I knew it. I knew I wasn't gonna have to sit here and constantly look at this problem as a problem. I wasn't gonna have to constantly sit here and be on the opposite end of not knowing. See, now that I got it, now let me help you get the class right, because I see that this individual also needs help. I see that this person right here, you know what I'm saying, doesn't get it. Y'all, I know a couple of y'all done been that student in the class where it'd be like, you didn't get it, but now you got it. Now one of your homies or one of your classmates like, I don't get it, right? But the teacher else, you like, you know what, man, I'm gonna help you out real quick because I got it now. You know what I'm saying? Because I took the time to really go through the motions each time, like to study it, to see it. You know what I mean? I knew in myself. That's the reason I didn't back away from the problem. That's the reason I didn't tell myself I'm not good at math, because I know the potential that I have. I know that even if I don't get it now, I will have it later. You see what I'm saying? That's why knowing your potential is truly important. Number 3 is you must have knowledge of your resources, right? You must have knowledge of your resources. Resources range from a multitude of things. Your brain is a resource, right? Being able to access wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is a resource. Your body is a resource. You see what I'm saying? Like things like your time is a resource. The people, a family is your resource, right? Then we're given resources like bigger families. Like for instance, this family. So for me, this family right here is a resource. This is one of the reasons why I don't want to leave the space. Because if I leave this space, then I won't have access to Nikwana anymore, right? I won't have access to Christian. And I won't be able to see Big Juan with the Big Bang. Like, these type of things allow me to build confidence in what this space offers and what life can bring and what expanding your horizon and being open to new individuals and being able to experience, you guys, as far as like mentorship goes and different mindsets and the frequencies that get matched. You know what I mean? Utilizing the resources that you have in front of you and knowing that you have your resources in front of you. And one thing that makes it even better for all of us is to know that every resource we need is right here, right? Like I told y'all, you don't teach a fish how to swim. You don't teach a bird how to fly, and you can't show a seed how to grow, right? So who is going to tell you how to manifest except you? Except life, except experience, right? Because everything you need to become the best version of you is right here. The only thing you're doing, and actually, I posted a song a couple times over, and in that song, I said, I knew I had the keys, all I had to do was sort them out. That's a bar. I had the keys, all I had to do was sort them out. I had everything in me, I just needed to know which doors to go and put the key in. Right? I needed to know if I needed to shift. Okay, so pride, I got pride. Well, I don't need to be prideful. I don't need to have the pride up here. I need to kind of put it like right over here. So that way with it right there, it sits perfectly right next to my humbleness and my gratitude. So then I'm not so egotistical. You know what I'm saying? So I got to make sure I know how to sift everything in front of me to kind of make sure I get the person that I'm trying to create, or tap in to things that, and unlock certain things that I didn't have before or prior to, because like I say, I'm trying to play Tetris with myself. I'm trying to not block myself, but just build myself in a way, or rearrange myself in a way to where I can get access to everything that I need. You know what I'm saying? I get that clarity and that the ability to tap in to the greatness I knew has been there this whole time. You see what I'm saying? Just having knowledge of your resources, having knowledge of how to properly utilize your body. If we fed ourselves properly, like if we didn't eat so much saturated shit, so much sweet stuff, so many processed foods, right? If we actually fed our bodies the way that they used to feed their bodies back in the old day, you know what I'm saying? With like planetary based diets, you see what I mean? Like things that offer us, the proper nutrients and essentials, our bodies will react different. Yo, I ain't even gonna cap to y'all real quick. I'm gonna slide this in there. I was working at Jimmy John's, and there was this guy. He told me that, he wasn't never really a spiritual person, but his cousin, she got onto some stuff, right? He say that, she looked into her past. She saw that, she had some witches in her background and whatnot through her little, not link tree. I was gonna say link tree. Like ancestry.com or whatever, right? Saw that she had some witches, so she was like, okay, well, let me tap in. So what she started to do, she started eating right. She started eating different. She stopped eating a lot of all this processed stuff, all this meat, really started doing her research, really started tapping in and tuning in. He said he went to go visit her one day, and, she told him, I could conjure a flame, right? He like, I don't believe that shit. Like, you just talking, right? So she said, come here, confident, come here, give me your hand. So he said he put his hand under hers. She put her hand on top. I'm holding my phone so y'all can't see. Matter of fact, boom, I got some. Right. So she put her hand, boom, right? Put it right under that, right? And he says, and me, I'm a skeptic. You know, you can talk what you talk, you can say what you say, but I'm gonna read your person. I'm gonna look into your eyes. I want to know how if you believe what the fuck you're saying. You know what I'm saying? And just character-wise, he was a very trustworthy individual. So I'm not saying like it was 100% accurate, but he sold it to me. Maybe if you can make me believe, well, you got something. That's a good story. But he said, well, he got his hand sitting there. He said he feels his hand starting to get hot, right? He said he feels his hand starting to get hot. And like I said, y'all, my memory too bad. So he may or may not have saw a small blue flame, right? Conjure like right above his hand, right? Or her hand or something like that. Anywho, basically what I'm getting at, like I said, its principle is the fact that when she decided to utilize her body as a resource, the knowledge and stuff as a resource and all these things, she was able to tap in, right? And to tap into something that other people haven't been able to tap into. So when, you know, when she told him, I can do this, and he was like, you gonna have to show me, she could confidently come to him, and like he said, he felt it getting hot. That I can't say for sure he said. Now, I'm gonna have to hit him up and see if, you know, that blue flame thing, because, you know, sometimes stuff be one out the other, and then you be having like all customers coming in throughout the day. So, you know, some things resonate, some things don't. However, being able to, you know, you manage your time. Your time is a resource. You know, manage the people around you, leveraging the people around you. Everything and everyone around us is a resource. You see what I mean? So you have to, you know, have knowledge of what you're capable of utilizing to help you tap in, right? Like I said, Adam, you got trees. You want a boat, you got trees. Those are your resources. See what I mean? You have the things around you need to go and get, you know. So basically, like, hey, you got music. What type of music you finna vibe to, you finna listen to as a resource to change your mindset. You know, if you got this certain song on repeat, you see what I'm saying? Things like that. The next step, step 4, is to know your source, right? Know your source. Know where you come from. This goes back to the idea of just knowing that you come from God. Knowing that God was the one who predestined everything that is occurring right now. Knowing that you have someone like him who's willing to create this whole thing and then come down and for 30 years sit in Nazareth, right? And walk around preaching about his own word, cleaning the feet of strangers. Like, to know that you have some being or something, like some higher power who's willing to talk that talk and say, you know, be humble, and the king is no greater than the servant, right? And he's able to come down and wash someone's feet. Yo, you know how I was upset I was that when I reread the story of Peter telling Jesus, "Oh, I will never forsake you. I'm riding for you," right? Like, and he didn't, bro. If me personally, if I was able to walk in the presence of Jesus and you told me that you are who you are, and all I gotta do is have faith with you, bro, I hop on that cross with you right now, famo. You ain't gotta second guess me, bro. You ain't gotta ask me twice. You telling me that you God, and you, all right. Like I told you, in order to convince me, you have to come with something. So if I'm watching you perform miracles, if I'm watching you rise from the what, bro? Okay, hold on. I got you, good dog. I got you, right? Because that, it amazes me. It's wow. And you're telling me that this is what it is. This is my purpose. This is who you are. This is how you move. This is what I need to epitomize. And just so happens the way that you think and the way that you act is how I like to think and act all the time. I don't get to do it all the time because I was born in sin. I'm a human. I have my bad days, right? However, I get that chance to be involved with that spirit, be involved with that positivity, that love for life, that love for growth, and just what love is and what the godly conscience encompasses. I would love to be a part of that. So knowing that someone already took the time to this is how it's about to go. Somebody already got the details. Somebody has already took the time and effort to set you up for greatness. You know, knowing that you're connected to something like that gives you that confidence to be able to withstand almost anything, to be able to look at someone. If someone questions your faith, you're just like, yo, you don't know, right? You don't know. I don't even want to sit here and argue with you about it. For what? Because you don't know. You know, Abraham, he couldn't spend, I'm pretty sure he didn't spend the whole 50 years saying, no, no. God already told him a couple times over, y'all gonna have y'all baby. Patience. I'm gonna give it to you. That's okay. It's gonna happen, right? So you gotta just knowing that faith, having that faith in God and exactly what he can do and what he has brought you here for is going to give you that confidence to be able to walk in whatever space you're in, right? Step 5, we gonna put is knowing your value, right? Knowing your value, knowing that you are worthy of the future that you're trying to create, knowing that what you bring to the table is something worthwhile. You know what I'm saying? Key point, your attitude literally comes from personal revelation, right? So how you get up and think about life or think about yourself or interact with people, your attitude is based upon who you believe you are. Me personally, ask anybody that really encounters me, from counselors to students to, like I told y'all, I was blessed with Homecoming King my senior year. Why? My attitude. No matter what my household looked like, you know, living with no water, living with a bunch of siblings, you know, food stamps. You see what I'm saying? What I felt about me personally was that when you encounter me, it's a blessing, right? And that's how I walked. That's how I spoke. That's how I talked. That's how I interacted. So whenever I was in this group or with this group or talk to this person or this person, no matter who you were, you felt that I had a value. You know what I mean? When I sat at your breakfast table, if I speak, he has something to say. I want to hear it. When he moves, he's acting in something. I want to watch it, right? You have to know that you are valuable. You see what I'm saying? Thinking about, like, if you're a royal child, like we all kings and queens, right? If you're a royal child who gets lost in the slums, that doesn't mean you're not a royal child no more, right? It just becomes a royal slum at that point because of how valuable you are, right? If your parents the king and queen, just because you got caught up, you know what I'm saying? Oh, that's like a Latin. It's like a Latin, right? Jasmine, you know, her daddy was a sultan, remember? And just because she was in the slums with a Latin and moving however she was moving, that did not change the fact that she was still Princess Jasmine, that she still had that royalty on her. So never let your environment, never let the things around you dictate how you value yourself. See what I mean? I can't let the fact that I'm sitting here in my mom's crib right now, my little brother's room, take away from who I know I am as a person. Cause I ain't gonna lie, it get hard most days. Not even some days, most days, right? Because I've had my own apartment. I've had my wheels. I've had the things that, so to see this reality for me personally, knowing that I'm a game changer, knowing that I'm a money man, knowing that I get to the bag, like it eats at me, right? And so in my mind, I spend days just knocking myself off that. But it's like, okay, hold on, because as I'm apologizing to my siblings because I can't afford to buy them this or buy, they're looking at me like, nigga, we don't care. Excuse my language. We don't care. You know how long you was at college? You know how many days you were just spending just going? Like, we love the fact that you're here. We get to experience you, right? If I ain't gonna speak too loud because I think she might be in there. My youngest sister right under me, right? We both left the household, right? But my siblings told me straight up, they were like, yo, if it was her having to stay with us and do what you're doing, it'd be a whole different vibe in the house. The vibe would just be totally shit, totally fucked. Like, it would not be the same vibe. You know, so that put things into perspective for me. understanding that, you know, this is how these young kids are perceiving the situation, right? Because they know the type of value that I bring. I don't have the chains. I'm not coming in and break you off bread, you know, like my sister come in, she'll, you know, spend money on this, that, but it's about how I treat them when I wake up in the morning, right? How I talk to them when I get off of work. You know what I'm saying? When they're arguing, or when they have to go through this, that, and third, you know, how I'm interacting them, or what things I'm teaching them. You know, how I speak on their character, you know, how I speak to them, about them on a daily basis. You know, how do I make them feel? You know, how do they look at me being the older brother? You know what I'm saying? Just knowing that I have a certain value, the same value that I apply to them, I apply with people that I interact with. So they're going to also be able to feel, okay, so why was my brother elected this? So why wasn't, they know that. They know why, because they experienced me behind the scenes. They know how I actually am behind closed doors. They know that, okay, if the way he's acting out there, he actually acts like that in here also. Why? Because we see it every day. So you got to know your value. You have to have that personal revelation in yourself about what it is that you have within you to exemplify the best stuff, right? Number 6 is knowing your ability, knowing what you are capable of doing, right? Having that knowledge of your own raw material. Back to you know, me and my musical talent. Dog, I know I haven't dropped as many songs as I'm supposed to drop. I'm looking at all the people out there right now on the big TV screens, and I'm just like, all this sounds great. Not going to take, but boy, what I come with and what I'm about to come with is about to be something nasty. It's about to be something ferocious. So when people see me actually popping up on the TV screen, they're gonna be like, yo, why is he so confident? Where's all this coming from? It's because I got knowledge of my raw material, right? I have knowledge of my ability. I have that in me. I know that I've been a writer my whole life, for one. Get that in the books. You know, I wrote poems for my uncle's funeral. Like I told you, I dealt with death at 8. I wrote a poem for him at 8 years old. Had the, you know, very, very powerful poem too. On top of that, I've been rapping officially since I was 17. So I've made progression that some people are able to witness, some people can hear it, and some people don't know. But I know what time I've put in, right? I know how I'm able to come up with stuff in my head, not write it down, and just remember it right there. So it might seem like a freestyle if I'm on the radio station. You see what I mean? I have that knowledge of what it is I actually have in me. You don't know it. You don't know it. This radio guy don't know it. This AR doesn't know it. This guy who asked me for a feature doesn't know it. You better be careful asking me for a feature, because I might embarrass you on your own song. Just because of how confident I am in what I bring and my ability to do whatever it is that my purpose is, right? Walking into this Forex space, knowing that, you know, I'm a edify Nick real quick. She's a research grad, right? This is something, doing research is something that is like back second nature to her now, right? So when she goes and she started doing these strategies, and she started to, you know, mark up charts and learn about what alligator is, this, that, and the third, she's able to come with a different type of value. She's able to know within herself, if I sit down and learn this strategy, it's going to be different. Why? Because I know that I have this ability, and delving into information and getting the details of it, getting the nit grit of it, and being able to regurgitate it, right? Just knowing that you have that ability to break something down and figure it out, you know, get to the bottom of it, do that research, have that, you know, the capacity to be able to spark that type of growth and embrace that type of change and see those type of results, because you know what you are capable of. Aside from what else anybody else can see or anybody else knows, that ZPD, that zone of proximal development, like what you can tap into. Because if I've already tapped into this, and I know that I still don't feel like I've tapped into anything, there's something in me telling me I got more. Yo, I'm coming, and I'm coming different. You see what I'm saying? So having knowledge of your talents, right? Knowing that you are fully capable of everything that you think you can do. Because if you don't got it now, guess what? You're gonna get it later, right? You're gonna get it later. 7 is knowing your uniqueness. This the only fingerprint like this out there. 7 billion people. You're not gonna find another fingerprint like this. Think about that, yo. It's a bunch of lines. It's a bunch of lines, right? There's nobody else in the world with these fingerprints. Know your uniqueness. Know that there is not another individual who is exactly like you. And it ties right into knowing your value. Knowing that if you walk into a room, there's not gonna be. I'm gonna just be just transparent. Ain't too many Marlons y'all finna see come across y'all life, yo. I promise that. I put that on me. Hey, this guy could be as awesome as he is. Cool. That's what's up. Love him. Appreciate him. Homie right here, nasty. Respect, leader, game changer. He's not me. And that's just how you're supposed to feel. You have to know exactly how unique and valuable you are. You have to know that you cannot be replaced. You have to know that if someone has got the opportunity to be blessed with your presence, when your presence is no longer there, they're going to feel you. They're going to remember you. And they might even miss you. They might even miss you. I'll be thinking about, you know, I even in recent days, I was like, man, I don't know if I should stay in this space. I need a break. But I'm thinking to myself, bro, if I do that, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm going to just fuck up the feng shui, the way we're building this momentum. Why? Because I'm not the sole reason. However, I know that the value I've brought to the team thus far, the type of momentum that I've instilled from where I can fit in that. When I see this person doing this and this person, a word, my turn, let me get up in there and get right with you. You know, y'all, they need a little, I'm going to just put my sauce into the mix too. I know the type of value I brought. I know the type of value I have. I know how unique I am, right? I'm up at 12 a.m., 1 o'clock in the morning right now, doing this Sunday service. I don't have to. But I know that I'm sitting on some stuff and I have a way to articulate it in a way that, you know, I can add value. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen all the time. You know, if I God forbid, don't wish nothing on your life. If I go tomorrow, y'all gonna remember me. Y'all gonna remember me to the day y'all die. You see what I'm saying? And you have to know that that's the type of value and uniqueness that you bring to the table. Because when you have that on you and you feel that and you walk with that, ain't nobody gonna question you. Nobody can question you. Nobody can look at you and deny you what you know, right? Nobody on this call can get in from whatever org and say, oh, nah, he not like that, because you weren't known being motivational unranked, bro. Dropping the dimes. People didn't click the call after you stop talking. Let's talk about it. You feel what I'm saying? Just being confident. Knowing that I'm still in this space. I'm still in this space. I'm sitting in front of, I don't know who was on that call. It doesn't matter who was on that call. It didn't matter how many people were on that webinar call, right? Because if the way that I presented it, the way that I spoke on it, it wouldn't change if it was 10 people or 10,000 people. Why? Because I know who I am, and I know how I'm finna dish it. Hey, this man nasty with it too, boy, but I come hard. Big shout out to that boy Vic, right? That boy, I had to take some of his sauce for that webinar call. But guess what? When I go and I do it, and it's my turn to do it, I'm not Vic, bro. Don't compare me. I give him his respects, but I am me. You see what I'm saying? And you wanna walk with that, right? And you wanna have no problem with walking with that. The song that was playing earlier, "Pride" by Kendrick Lamar. He says, "I can't fake humble just because your ass is insecure." Why am I not going to embrace that pride? Y'all don't think God is prideful? Not prideful, but y'all don't think he has pride? Let's talk about it. Do not worship any other God? Okay. He wants you to succeed because it makes him look good? Okay. Y'all don't think that's a pride thing? Y'all don't think that there's a certain confidence that this man just, is bathed in and swabbed in because he knows that he created all of this. Like, y'all don't think that he wants his credit where it's due. That's the reason he gives us the manual. That's the reason he created a warranty. That's the reason he gave us that guarantee of, if you mess up, I got you. Because he wants to look good. He doesn't want you talking bad on his name. For what? For why? You can't talk about God like that, man. How? When he the one that blessed us with all this. So how you got the audacity to come from me and reap the rewards of everything that I've created, and then you gonna talk down on my name? Cause like, nah, God, he got pride too, got confidence. He wants you to have that same thing. Knowing that you are the only you. Knowing that we not finna get another Kiara in here. We not finna see another Reese through here. There's not finna be another Brandon in this bit. You feel me? Knowing that you and yourself, you are unique. There's nobody else out there. And I don't care how many times we fall into the trap of, oh, all black people look alike. Okay, yeah. We look at, this is me being transparent, but bro, I swear, I can't tell the difference between, most what are they? Like, what do they call, like, Koreans, Japanese, Chinese,
Asian people? Oh my gosh, Marlon. I just want to throw you away right now. I just want to throw you away. Lord. I can't.
I'm gonna be real. I'm being real. Yo,
you're like my dad.
Yo, and that's just being transparent, bro. It's hard. It's hard to be able to tell the difference. However, I'm pretty sure that they know, if you call a Japanese person a Chinese person, they gonna want to, Taekwondo Kung Fu you ass, boy. I'm telling you, because they like, yo, don't try me like that. I'm unique.
This is so much stereotype going on right now. That's coming out of your mouth, boy. Like, I can clearly tell the difference between Korean, Chinese, and Japanese. But I can.
I can't.
Well, I study Japanese, so maybe that's why. But, like, there's so much stereotype coming out of your mouth right now. I cannot.
Hey, if God want to smite me, let him do it. I'm chilling, though. You feel me? This is just being transparent. But this is actually it's actually a psychological thing where other races will look at opposite races and won't be able to tell the difference. I actually walked into a smoke shop. She was like, and mind you, I haven't been to a smoke shop in Jacksonville since I got here. And she was like, oh, welcome back. I saw you the other day. That wasn't me, Mom. That wasn't me, right? But I believe I look like Marlon, though. You see what I'm saying? But to these people, like, you know what I'm saying? You just got to know your uniqueness, right? That was number 7. Number 8 is to know your destination, right? Have knowledge of your predestination. Know what your end goal is. So basically knowing that your future is God's past and that this is not an experiment, this is history, right? So being able to find that end goal, right? So Neek knows that she wants to help the environment. I'm pretty sure she has an image in her head and a vision in her head of just the influence that she's had on the earth already and how much of the environment has been healed and helped through just her funding, her ideas, her engineering, right? And we just gonna have to, one day we just gonna wake up and the world's gonna be changed. But for Neek, it's gonna be like, I saw all of this before y'all did. You know what I'm saying? I made this happen, right? You see what I'm saying? You got to know where you're trying to go. You have to know what your end goal is, right? You have to know exactly what you want your deathbed to look like, because that's the inevitable part. You want to make sure that your shit is as glorious and as beautiful as you dreamt it, right? As you dreamt it. You want to go out with the impact that you know you could have. Me personally, I don't want a shitty funeral. I want the world to feel me. But I want it to be in a way where they like, he did everything he could do. He did it all. We're not even sad. What more do we want from him? You feel what I'm saying? What more than we want? For instance, how many times in the Bible did Jesus have to explain to, his disciples that, he knew he was going to die. He knew that Judas was going to betray him, right? He knew he was going to be persecuted on the cross. Why? Because God had already gave him his predestination. So y'all got to understand how much confidence Jesus was walking around with. Jesus already knew everything. He knew it all. See what I'm saying? And that's why he was able to walk around with such poise and confidence. And this is going to happen. Oh, Peter, you going to ride for me? I ain't even gonna be mad at you, boy. You my boy, but you just lied to me. But that's okay, because I already knew that. You see what I'm saying? And what you're doing right now in front of me does not change what's about to happen. You know what I mean? This has to happen regardless. I have to die because that's what I was told was going to happen. Therefore, this is what I'm going to make sure it happens, right? I'm going to rise from the dead. So even if I die, I mean, and that's kind of unfair. That's unfair. Jesus kind of got that confidence because he knew that he was going to, come back, like resurrect. That's if I knew that I was going to resurrect if I die, I'd be jumping out of every plane, no parachute, just cause I already know, like, an eagle gonna go swoop in and just shoot, on some cartoon Johns and whatnot, So I give him that, but just having that knowledge of, the fact that you're not here to lose because what was already planned prior to what was already created before you even came here, right? Knowing where you're going, knowing where you're headed, and knowing how you're going to die gives you just a whole different level of confidence. You know what I mean? So that's one thing that you want to find and you want to embrace, right? The next step and the last step, hold on, what does that say? Yes, it's to know that you are protected. It says somewhere in the Bible, I actually didn't write that scripture down, but God literally says, it literally says that anything that concerns you will be protected if you are a child and true follower of God and you have faith, right? Knowing that, it gave me a different type of swagger when I was walking on the highway. I was like, I don't expect any semi to run off the road and smack me. I'm not even gonna look behind me. I'm not gonna be scared about, cars going 80 miles per hour and, something could happen. Something can happen. Now, my car might get smashed. Maybe when I'm putting the gas back in my car, somebody's, not paying attention, they swerve off the road just a little bit and boom, smack my shit. I'm not worried about none of that. You know what I'm saying? Back where, my license wasn't active. You feel what I'm saying? I was riding with no insurance. I didn't care. And I'm talking about I got it. And, and I'm going to tell y'all why I didn't care. A couple times I did. But once or twice I had the pull behind me. And you know how they love to read tags. They love to read tags. They love to bother you. They'd get behind me. And I'll be like, God, work your magic. I'd be like, come on, bro. I'll be shaking, but I'll be like, come on. I'll be like, come on. I'm looking in the rearview. I'm like, And then he'll just shift to the other lane, speed past me. I go to praying, boy. I go to praying, like for real, because it could, boy, you would have pulled me over. You would have ran my paperwork, boy. You might have seen something that you weren't supposed to see. Mind your business. Anywho, I already know that, God, boy, you be looking out, bro. You be looking out in ways that you don't even have to look out. Luck, I don't know if I want to call it luck. I'm going to give you your credit. Because why else did he not just pull me over? You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure that we've all had our moments where things will occur, things will happen that just have us like, wow, how is it that this was able to happen? And honestly, I look at God like Superman. What can't you do? What can't this man do? If you were able to create this and you were able to create this, dog, that's it. I'm going to stop there. If you were able to create this, what am I afraid of? If I know I got someone like that in my back pocket, right? Remember what I said? He came down and literally bathed and washed the feet. I don't recall who. I just know he did it. But if you can create the whole universe stars, sun, moon, planets, nebulas, water, salt, grain, this, that. You have the capacity and the love in you and for what you created to come down into a human form. Mind you, to the grand scheme of things, we're humans are not even this big. And you're telling me that you're willing to step down from your high horse, from your kingship and everything that you created to become a human. And for 30 years, you sit in Nazareth. Y'all know that Jesus didn't go anywhere for 30 years, right? He was a carpenter. He wasn't in a royal family. He didn't get the laurels of big feasts and being pampered. Like, nah, he was in the slums. What do they say? Can any good thing come from this place? He was there for what, years, like a good 30 years before he actually started preaching, going out and preaching the word of God, right? And it was God. It was literally just God in a human body deciding that he was going to go through the trials and tribulations of a human. The same anxiety that we went through, the same depression that we went through, the same temptations that we went through, that we go through, am I saying? He decided to come down and do that for us. You see what I mean? Walk this life with us and be able to show us exactly how we should move and how we should think and how we should be, right? And then on top of that, you healing the blind, turning water into wine, you feeding 5,000 people off of a piece of loaf of bread and like 5 fish, bro. That's some sci-fi stuff, bro, right? So just if I me personally, I don't know who you believe it or how you like look at them or what's, but boy, I got a stepper behind me, boy. You feel me? I got somebody who's willing to look at whatever I'm doing, and as long as he sees me actually doing it, actually making the attempt to be better and be godly and speak his word and move like him, even though I'm not perfect, which I wasn't meant to be until I'm meant to be it, that gives me a whole different level of confidence. Bro, I will jump off this cliff, but because I know it's not my time to die, watch what happens, bro. I'm telling you, I don't know how. I can't explain how. I don't know. Watch, right? Just having that type of faith, having that type of clarity and knowing that, you have this type of deity and power within you, like regardless of, getting up and praying, like put y'all on game, put y'all on some real game real quick. We don't, like, before Adam decided to eat the apple and disobey God and whatever, Adam was the first epitome of what a human was. So before Jesus was Jesus, Jesus was Adam, if that makes any sense, right? Adam was literally the epitome of what a man was supposed to be. He had everything. He didn't have to pray. Eden, actually, the Garden of Eden actually stands for God's presence. So the Garden of Eden wasn't necessarily a garden. It was just being in the presence of the Lord. So Adam didn't have to pray. Adam didn't have to fast. Adam didn't have to do none of the bullshit that we have to do. So it was kind of selfish for him to do what he did, honestly. But he didn't have to do none of that. He ain't had to do none of that. Why? Because he was in the presence of it. He literally was embodied and sheltered in that protection of that ability. He was tapped into that 95% that we can't tap into. He was able to manifest things in ways and call this tree a tree. And like, it wasn't a tree back then, but y'all see what I'm saying. And being able to just do whatever he was able to do. It was because he had everything within him. The power to do everything that was gifted to him was right there. You see what I'm saying? And that's what's going to give us that confidence to be able to move better and be better as individuals. You know what I'm saying? How do I want to end off this with? Let me see. Excuse me. Want to just, let y'all know really quick that this confidence, having this confidence is key. It's really key. And you might second guess yourself, because even I second guess myself on days where, I feel like I'm confident. I feel like I can do anything, but, I still have fear. Still have fear of the unknown. Anxiety still makes me feel like you know, I'm not capable, or if I feel these things, then I must not be as confident as I'm trying to portray on this call, as I'm trying to talk about it. Like maybe I'm not as confident. And then that's where, you know, I actually learned that, you know, like courage is a byproduct of confidence. You know what I'm saying? Being able to get up and tackle, you know what I'm saying, something is having that confidence. But you can't have courage without fear. Courage does not exist without fear, right? Fear is something that we were gifted with. Mind you, don't look at it as a problem. Fear is necessary. But when you're in a plane, 10,000 feet in the air, and you get that feeling in your chest and your body's telling you, or it's like no, and your mind's asking you, are you stupid? You feel me? Are you crazy? That's fear telling you you're doing something that you're not meant to be doing. I don't think humans are supposed to be this high, 30,000 feet, right? I don't think you're supposed to be this high. I don't believe that you're supposed to be doing this. So, no, right? That's what fear is. Fear animals. We are that. It's an instinct. It's an instinct to protect us. You see what I'm saying? It's to make sure that you're protected. You want to protect yourself. That's what fear does for you. So it's something that you need. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, so with that, courage is literally the mastery of fear. Courage is literally you saying, you know what? I have this fear, and I have this sensation. However, I have this confidence. Yo, I'm gonna jump out this plane. This guy behind me, he gonna click that parachute how he need to click it. We gonna land on the ground how we need to land on the ground. We gonna do everything that we need to do, right? It's funny. Hold on, don't tell me y'all done already been skydiving, bro. Y'all done already been skydiving? You've already went skydiving?
We talking about our fear of planes right now.
Oh,
I want to skydive though. I really want to skydive, but I'm scared I'm gonna have a heart attack.
But I know.
I'm going. I'm gonna do it.
Yo, and I know.
Let's do it.
I bring myself to that point, like when I'm able to talk to
Let's do it. You can be my skydive buddy.
What's up? You call it. You name it. We got it.
Christian's coming too. Christian's coming too.
We got it. I'll do it. Oh my God. If I don't gotta go by myself, I will be the first person to jump. I will do it. I will do it. I will set the
Let's do it. I want to be the middle person. I don't want to be last, and I don't want to be first.
I'm going to do it. Right? But I know for a fact that when I'm able to bring myself to that point, I've reached a certain level of confidence in myself to be able to conquer that fear, right? Conquer that. Trust in what I hope. Trust your hope, guys, and not your fears. Trust the promises and revelations that you had about yourself that we know nothing about. If you know for a fact that where you are now isn't where you're supposed to be or where you're going to end at, hold on to that. Trust your hope and not your fears. Be courageous in your actions. You know what I mean? Like I said, courage is a mastery of fear, not the absence of it. There's no such thing as an absence of fear. Being courageous just means that you're the type of person who can take that fear and use it to your benefit. So don't ever think that, I got anxiety, I should know. No. Everybody has anxiety, some way, shape, or form. I remember telling myself, bro, I never used to feel like this. I never had this feeling of anxiety. Yes, I have. Every time I hopped in the blocks, right? Every time I hopped in the blocks, no, make time for fear. Make time for fear, because that fear, that's your opportunity for growth. You want it. If you're in a position where, if you're in a position where fear comes into play, and then you're in a position to be able to utilize courage, what you're about to do, you're about to change something. Something's about to change in you. Something's about to occur when it's inside of you. It's going to make you feel like, yeah, I did that. So when I jump out of the plane, and I'm gonna be boohoo crying, and slime might be coming out, and I might be all the way. But when I tell
you're gonna be amazed.
Who said something?
I just gotta get.
Like
I just gotta fall. I gotta just count. Somebody's gonna push me.
I'm telling you.
Nah.
Like,
Somebody's just gonna push me, and then I might pass out though.
I'm telling you, yo. But Neat, I'm telling you, just being able to get on that plane and being able to do it, being willing to conquer such a feat. You know what I mean? It's going to change the way that, you know, you perceive life, the way you perceive yourself, the way you perceive.
It's gonna huge perspective shift.
Yes. All these things that we feel bother us is just gonna be like, I jumped out of plane, like this ain't.
It wasn't nothing.
It wasn't nothing.
Have you watched the documentary with Will Smith when he went skydiving? And he's a yeah.
That inspired me. I was like, ooh, Will, I got it.
Yep, exactly. Me too. I was like, I gotta do it.
I got it. I heard you. I'm with you. All right, big dog. I'm coming next. You know what I'm saying? So, and another thing I kind of just want to leave you guys with is confidence is quiet. You don't have to. Confidence isn't loud. When you know what you know, you know what you know. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you all a quick example real quick. I remember there was this one time I had this one lady. She was mad. Me and her sister were having relations or whatever, and I guess, you know, you never know what's on another person's mind. But she just didn't like it. So I just remember one day, yo, she's going off. I mean, talking about like off the wall, throwing out all type of names at me, screaming. She got a little lick in her system, so she a little extra lit. And I was just sitting there, and while she's screaming and she's calling me on my name, she was expecting me to react. What do you want me to say? Like, what do you want me to do? You want me to come? You want me to leave my safe space, right? You want me to fuck up my feng shui? You want me to mess up my inner peace to come out here and respond to you and give you this? Nah, I know who I am. You can call me short boy this, pussy boy that, this, that, and the third. Say I don't got this, I ain't got that. That's okay, right? You don't know me. Confidence is quiet. I don't have to say nothing, because if I did say something, you'd probably be scared. You'd be scared to know who I am. You know what I'm saying? You want to have the type of confidence, y'all, where you walk into a room, or you walk into a job, or you walk into anywhere, and you look somebody in the face and you tell them it's a blessing for you to experience me right now. Straight like that. It's a blessing for you to share this presence with me. And I'm not gonna get mad if you say the same thing. Why? Because I'm confident. I'm not insecure. I don't have no problem with you puffing. Bro, go ahead and beat your chest, bro. I love it. Because why? I know who I am. You need to know who you are. I don't have time to be trying to take something from you. You know, I want you to feel like king. I want you to feel like you. I want us to be able to share this glory. I want us to be able to both be able to stand in our own glory and respect each other without ever to have to down each other. And just because you gloating for a second doesn't mean I'm any less of a man. Doesn't make you any less of a man. Just because you have an accolade that I have, or you've done something that I haven't, doesn't mean that I'm not as still valuable and monumental as I know I am. So I'm rocking with you, bro. Talk your talk. You know what I'm saying? Walk in that light. Tell them straight up. I'm the best at what I do. I am the best at what I do. You got a problem with that? You got a problem with me saying that? Why? Ask yourself why, and you come back and tell me that you ain't got issues with yourself. I can't fake humble just because your ass is insecure. I'm not going to not walk with my confidence. I'm not going to walk with my chin high. I'm not going to speak from a place of knowing my business, right? What do they tell us? They say they stop being a link thought and start hosting interviews. Yo, I don't want you gonna join my business, or my business is gonna join you. You see what I'm saying? I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be here, if you want to take on what I'm talking about, you can come in and take that. Confidence. Y'all know what's going on, how they talking above us right now. What you mean? Do y'all know who New Wave is? Do y'all know the type of effort and work ethic that we put in? Do y'all know the type of bonds we created? Y'all sure y'all want these bridges to burn? Are you sure? Do you know? Because we've done a lot thus far, but we ain't done nothing yet. So, okay, I ain't finna say nothing. I ain't even finna speak too much. Actions, right? Because confidence is quiet. When you already know, you can't always explain to people. You can't. If you try to tell a fool or ignorant person what it is, or a person who's stuck in their own mindset, how you feel. Try telling a victimized person or a person of just low vibration how you want to get past the situation. How this is just how you feel. This is how you see it, and you're willing to put both cards on the table and analyze everything and get to the bottom of it. But this person's just you try talking to that type of person. You can't. You can't. You gonna have to sit and just look at them. Okay. So confidence is quiet, y'all. That is why the theme is to say less. Say less. I gotta practice that every day. Saying less, acting more. Saying less, stay blessed. Because why? I don't need to speak. Once I say who I am, I don't need to remind you. I don't need to say it again. Why? Because my actions they finna speak for themselves. If I say it once, that's it. I don't have enough to come say it again. I don't have enough. My words are too powerful. My breath is limited. I don't have enough time to be trying to be a recorder. That's why it's 2020 and we got all these different. Thank you. My time is precious. My breath is precious. Everything we got all these recording devices all for that. You want to hear it again? You go listen to that. I'm not finna keep telling you who I am. I'm not gonna keep reminding you of what the purpose is. I'm not finna tell you what the game plan is. Once I put it down, that's it. Once we know what it is, we don't need to speak on it no more. Leave it there. From here on out, we're gonna look at each other. You know what this is. You know this is gonna happen. We don't even gotta talk about it. Let's just get to it, right? Let's just get to it. Wow, 2 hours. How many people we still got on this call? 13 people. We only lost like 2-3 people, and it's been 2 hours and 20 minutes. Yo, gratitude, gratefulness. Thank y'all for everyone who sat down to listen. Sunday, I'm back at it again. Like I told you, because this is helping me grow. I want to be able to give y'all the same gems. There's different mindsets. If I could offer any type of value in any type of way, that's what I'm here for. You feel me? Definitely more to come. I definitely will be, delving into, my manual a lot more. Really reading the Bible for what it is, coming to understand, what it's trying to tell me. Etymology is very important. The words are words, but when you get down and you give that breakdown of what it actually means, you're able to, in the original language it was written in. That's one of the reasons why, I'm able to, I know because, Monroe said it. He taught me that, work in the Bible is just actually manifesting, right? Work in the Bible is just simply manifesting. That's what work is. It doesn't mean go to work, get a job. No, it means the job, the purpose that you were put here for, that God put you here for, was to become the best version of yourself. And he made sure he gave you all the resources and the power. He gave you the power to get everything done. So, like I say, I'm no religious man. I'm no Christian. I got my dog Christian finna help me out though. Big homie, you already know. I want you to bless us, bro, with your talents and your value. Bring that collective together with this prayer. Ignite my spirit real quick just to end this call so we can sleep good tonight, peaceful tonight. I know you still on here. Go ahead and unmute him.
Whoa.
Yes, sir.
So I appreciate you, brother, man. Appreciate you passing it to me.
Man,
Go ahead and finish it off. We need to finish it off every day. Let y'all know I do this every day at 8 o'clock. I start, 8 o'clock. I got an alarm set to say, let me just go ahead and thank them real quick. every day. You feel me? So this is what we're about to do. But, please bow your head, close your eyes if you can, please. Lord, we just want to come to you right now. On our hands and knees, not only in the physical, but in the spiritual. Lord, we want to come to you right now and just say thank you, literally, for every single thing that you do for us. Thank you for putting us in a position to manifest our destination. The one that, not the one that we want, Lord, but the one that you put us on this earth for. Lord, we just ask that you continue to hold our hand and guide us and be that light in the darkness, Lord, and just bring us to where we need to go. Because we know you, if we just put our faith in you, Lord, everything's gonna be all right. It's already done. You said it from the beginning. You said at the moment that you sent your son down to sacrifice his sins for us, you already had that written in stone. Lord, so we just want to say thank you, not only just for this opportunity, Lord, and the many people that have come together to right now to just really like congregate and really just come in like fellowship and just like fellowship with one another and know that, you know, we love each other. That's what we put on this earth to do, is to show love and spread love. And you put that in us, and you made that very, very, very clear, Lord. The many things that Marlon was speaking on, Lord, you only had one mouth. And you've been speaking, and you're speaking to every single person here, Lord. So we just ask that you allow us to take your word in, you know, just get to know you better. Because if we know you better, we're going to be better. Because you made us in your image. We're uniquely us, but you made us all in your image from the Spirit, Lord. And we just ask that you right now just guide us and walk us through life, Lord, and just take care of us and not only protect us, but our families and all the people that are going through the struggle. Know that the struggle really built us. Lord, we just want to like allow people to really know that we're at where we're at right now for a reason. That's to serve a purpose, Lord. But we have to indulge in the process. We have to love the process. It's an everyday process, Lord, and that you're putting us through it just to get us to the promised land. So allow us to really indulge in the process and take in the moments that really matter, Lord. Take in the little things. And also when it is time for the success, when it is time for us to be in the position that we're at, when we get to our destination, we're going to glorify you. It's only right. Lord, so we just want to say thank you. I pray for every single person on this call right now, that they protect them and their loved ones. And that I want everybody on this call to know, Lord, that we are meant for greatness. It's already been in us, Lord. And we just want to say thank you. In your son, Jesus' name, that we pray as a unit. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Yes, sir.